hear a lot of feedback. Hold on. That's the problem. Sorry, y'all. What's up, West Does It? Wesley from West Does It. West Does It in the house. Who else we got? Heather B in the house. Two and 7/8 inches. Put the mic up here. Maybe you can hear me. Can y'all hear me like that? That's not the best. Is it? Shoop's Workshop. Shout out Shoop's. Shoop's was lighting it up in that Mike chat yesterday. Mike's birthday bash. I'm gonna say something. I don't know. Some people can disagree. I'm disagreed with frequently. I've never celebrated somebody's birthday online. Something like that. Not even during COVID. So it's not something normal for me, but I really felt like I was there. Like I felt like everybody was with me. One of these days we'll all get together and get in fights. Whatever it might be. Rockler, nice. Like Rockler website. Just before you go, you can specify for me. I'm about to, if we're talking about the same Rockler, I gotta get me one of those steam generators. That's like my next purchase. A lot of stuff to do in the workshop today, ladies and gentlemen. Not wasting time at all. I got a few of these boards to do on the bed. I got to finish that mallet. Got a lot of stuff, man. It's a good world when you have lots to do, and you can do it. You know what I mean? 28 folks. That's not bad. See, I'm okay with y'all, man. I'm not 28 folks. Now, do me a favor and double tap that screen. I'm gonna tell y'all some stories from yesterday, and I'm gonna be so brutally honest that it's just the way I am, man. And it has nothing to do with Mike's thing. It was before Mike's. I almost got caught up. Ask me what? What happened, Calvin? I'll tell you. Some of y'all are probably following me right now, listening. Some of y'all might even go to live streams frequently. I was in a few yesterday. You look at your data and it tells you the people that watch your live stream watch this live stream. So I keep an eye on those. I don't often go to them, but I do keep an eye on them because I am interested. Protractor. Well, I lost my light, but y'all can probably still see. We're gonna move this so you can like see when I lay these marks out. Dun, 85-degree angle. So I was popping through live streams. One of them, a very popular live stream. This gentleman has like 60,000, 70,000 subscribers. And he does like shop stuff, you know, kind of in the same genre, because obviously we have some mutual watches. And I would, oh, hold on, do I got the right angle here? 85 degrees to go. La, 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 la. That's a little, I don't look like my last one. Hold on, let me measure one of these over here. It's more like 75 degrees. I don't know what I was saying before. Yeah, 75 degrees. 75 degrees the angle. I'm out here doing a limbo, guys. 75 degrees is the dovetailed angle. Now, these are not dovetails that hold from multiple. Like if you do a dovetail box, it's a little different. This is only going to hold from left to right. It's going to take the tension from the two tie beams and connect them. That can't be confused with tensile strength, though. All it's doing is connecting one bent or one structural support area to the other. So when people do this, sometimes they get confused with that being support. That's not support. Support's going to come from the bottom and the bracing. This is actually just to hold my two sides together straighter. Who do we got in the chat? Who's up in that chat? Who we got? Billy. Welcome, Billy Shoemate, friend of the program. What? I had it on the charger. What percentage?
20.
About 30 minutes, it looks like. Good morning, Carrie. Carrie, friend of the program, shout out. Hey, we might go on internal mic for a little bit. Actually, does the mic work when you plug it in? Like if we were to plug the camera in, would the mic work? The internal mic.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Maybe that's what we should do. I've got a plug over there. We can use.
Yeah, that's not bad. You don't have the fan on.
Carrie, I was hungover I was sympathetically hungover, if that makes sense. Carrie said, how am I after last night? Do I need to elaborate? Last night was a birthday celebration for Mike is Making Stuff, and it went into the wee small hours of the morning, and needless to say, there was some folks that had some beer goggles on. I almost felt like it was me, even though I wasn't drinking, but yeah, I slept in this morning. I slept till 9:30. That's not me. A time was had, words were said, laughs were laughed. Craziest thing I ever saw in my life, or one of them. One of the craziest things I ever saw in my life. Them two peas in a pod too, right there.
I gotta put this over here for a second while I fix it. Okay.
Smoke, you missed out, buddy. I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm just kidding. It's good that you modded your friend's chat. That's good. Many more beers were drunken after those 7. That is correct. And whiskey. Wes taught me how to pronounce that. It's whiskey.
One of the mics definitely was getting into this. And then you'll get your charger.
Ruiz. I would say their whiskey was whittled down by the end of the night. Come again, Carrie? Carrie said, what is Iowa's? Oh, okay. Iowa State. Oh, Carrie, he's talking about Iowa State. It's Saturday. We're in college football season. I think that's what Ruiz, man. Ruiz is a sports nut. Let's do the other side. Bad, that line. Somehow that first line got messed up. Whiskey. So I've been going around to different live streams like you guys do. Can y'all hear me? And I went to one last night before I went to Mike's, and it was a huge downer, man. Unfortunately, and I don't really blame the guy. You know what I mean? He was having an episode, basically. This guy was having a very popular YouTuber was having a mental health crisis live for us all to watch. And I'll be honest with you, I did not enjoy watching it. It was not fun for me. You know, I love the tea, man, but when it comes to people's actual mental health crises, I'm not like, I know how serious it is. Don't want to see somebody break down. I saw try to talk dude down. He was talking about throwing his table through the wall in the shop, and this is really needed, that comic relief of Mike's live stream. So
We're gonna do this one now.
So we're gonna be on internal mic, folks. I needed that comic relief of Mike's live stream because that dude was he was in bad shape, man. So I went in and he was like, he had this frowny look on his face. Here's a guy who has an average of like 300 some people in his chat, in his room in the gallery at any given time. I do think that this type of form lends itself to people who, and this is no offense to all my friends who are creators, I respect the hell out of all of y'all, but it lends itself to people who are restless, you know, like any art. And sometimes that comes at a cost. Wes, why am I not surprised that you don't watch sports? See, this is the thing. People think you got to be a sport watcher to be a man. I've heard this before. I worked with this guy, Mr. Williams. He was a mentor to me. And a man's man. Shop guy, knew everything about cars and woodwork and everything. And the dude hated sports. So it's a lot of different, you know, ways to be a masculine out here. Ruiz is like, we all break at some point, Calvin. We human, just real to, hey, I'm with you, man. So I was like, I don't know why I felt, I'm not a psychologist, y'all. I felt like I needed to say something to him because like his fans are my fans, apparently. I see his name on my studio all the time. So I was like, what's wrong, man? He's like, I'm having a bipolar episode and I just want to throw my workbench through the wall. And you know, he went on a bit of a cursing rampage. And then I said, what happened? You know? And he was like, it's just the way it is. I just didn't like this. And that was fair. So I was like, yeah, it's okay. Thank you for being vulnerable on here, you know? People need to see that. It's actually still in low. Oh, this is my other phone. And he brushed me off, which is okay. I understand. I'm not expecting validation from this guy. What I want is for him to like center himself and come back into doing a live stream again, because I hate to see a guy get unlikes on his live stream because he's in such a bad mood. But his loyal fans were there, just didn't say anything. They were just kind of watching. Ruiz says take Canelo in the fight all day, and listen to Ruiz. He knows what he's talking about. So if you're putting money down on stuff. So anyway, I said, thank you for being vulnerable on here. And I think he made a face but brushed it off. He was not amused by anything I said, and I wasn't really trying to amuse him, so to speak. I was kind of trying to just get him off of his funk, but that wasn't going to happen. And the next thing I said was, bro, you know, it's a lot of pressure being in front of people all the time, right? So I'm trying to level with him, you know. He reads the chat and he says it. He reads it, but he doesn't read it out loud. He's like, I couldn't give a fuck about being in front of people all the time, man. And brush that off too. I'm not gonna blame him for the rudeness, because when you're in a terrible mood, it's easy to be rude like that. But we all go through moods. The thing is, we gotta do all the time is we have to mitigate that and learn to deal with people. I think people with kids do that better, and I think people with siblings do that better. So here's how I read this guy. He's the guy who's an only child, most likely. And he's a guy who does not have children and has not had a significant relationship to where he's had to make any sacrifices. That's how I read it. And that makes sense if you have strong mental health crises, that would be your situation. So what does he do? He says he's losing people. It's getting down to the teens. Now for me, that may be normal, but for a guy with 60,000 followers, 60,000 subscribers, getting down in the teens is like the apocalypse. You know, you have just crumbled. I mean, in their eyes, it's not really true, but that's how they see it. And I can't blame them for that either. So he's getting down, and what I'm noticing from his eyes is he's like peeping his head over, like to check the screen to see if his numbers are going up or if his numbers are getting better as he as he pouts. And they did not. Sometimes you see that because these live streams be weird sometimes. But no, I was kind of proud of the gallery for not encouraging his pouting. And I don't know whether that's the right or the wrong thing to feel, but I was kind of like, F this guy, because his fans are trying to to get him off this funk. His fans are trying to support him, asking him about what projects he's doing. Here's a guy who's taking his people for granted because he's like, I'm not going to do any projects right now. I can't start one because I don't want to. If you're having a mental health crisis, it may be good to have a mental health day and take a day off. You are a live streamer, you make your own hours. I didn't tell him all of that. What I told him was, because he got mad on the last thing I said was about it's tough to be in front of people. I may have said one more thing and it was also polite. And then he said, I'm just gonna play guitar. He got his guitar, he started taking requests, but the requests were for songs I know he didn't like. And so all of a sudden he ended up doing something he didn't really want to do particularly. So my last statement to him was, bro, I'm not here to troll you. I wish you the very best, but I'm not gonna go back up in there, because I can't be around that negativity. I had to shake that off, man. It was really bad. And I'm not blaming him. He's going through stuff. But like Carrie said, yep, don't go live. And I have gone live early on I went and I would get real upset, but I wouldn't come after the people who were trying to talk to me because you need those folks. Yeah, they do.
I thought he said Calvin can be sensitive as fuck. I was like, yeah, people.
That's true too. Heather said, I thought you said Calvin is sensitive as fuck. And she said, that's true too. I am, dude. That's why I can relate to this guy. I'm not a mental health, immune to mental health struggles. And sometimes I do force myself to go live. The difference though, like I just told you, is that he's definitely, Carrie says, playing the victim is one of the things I cannot stand. You have to be a person centered on solutions, man. And sometimes mental health crises can be so intense that you can't even get to that point. But doing this sad, sappy stuff and then smacking at the hands that are reaching out to you, it's not long-term success model. If you need help, cry for help. Take the help.
You sound really good.
What?
You sound really good.
Oh, great.
You want to adjust this?
You got the mic nice and close too.
Yeah. I think you like the angle also. Look, no one can complain anymore because now it shakes with your workstation.
Yeah, hopefully I'll do the best I can and not do shaking.
Well, no, it works because when it's static, you can see
Oh,
it shake,
okay.
and now it's all
You're
together.
neutrally buoyant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ruiz said, Calvin Isles put respect in your name always. And Heather says, I hate whining. Like, we know life is hard. Yeah, life is super hard. Ruiz before that said, those kind of negative Nancy's use Facebook like that too. Don't they? Don't they, man? I mean, they really do. It's like we do need to be sympathetic to folks with mental health issues. But the folks with mental health issues need to take some sort of action. You are a person at some point, man. It's your life, Your parents, yeah, you didn't ask to be born, See how good that grain is in here? This is the way you pick a board, just saying. Notice there's not really any heartwood in here. This is an ideal 2x4 these days. Just want to point that out. With the grain away from the heart. Now you'll see on my bed, I have some heart ones because I had no choice. But the grain here, this is should be easier wood to work. This is like more of a board that you would see a Japanese woodworker pick out because they're really good at picking this fine grained pine out. Rui said, all right, Rui said, is Daniel up in here? Daniel, what's up, man? Sorry, I should have said, welcome to member Daniel. Welcome to member Ruiz. Welcome to member Carrie and friend of the program. I see there's somebody who was just in here. I think their name is in Cyrillic, though. Seprev. I can't read Cyrillic, unfortunately. Wes Does It. Shout out to member Wes Does It, who's in the chat somewhere, probably tired because he had a long live this morning. Smoke Shop. Shout out to Smoke Shop and his whiskey. And shout out to someone who is not going to have a birthday for another 364 days. Mike is making stuff. I did not lay out these marks on both sides like I should have. We're gonna see whether proper prior planning should have been done here. Pelado. What's up, Pelado? Richard Tate, welcome. We are cutting a dovetail here. We're gonna do this one by hand. I'm getting down to the last few on the bed. We'll get this bed out of the shop. We'll get the wood bender built. So that's what we're working on now. I have this really nice 2x4 that I have. One of my nicer ones, I think. We're gonna take a chisel and make a stop cut here. We're just hanging out though. Well, right now, Mike, your account probably does. You do need to be super careful, bro. You got like life-changing money up in there. Give it a couple whacks. Difficult angle from where I am here to do the cuts I need to do. I'll have to move the camera up slightly for that. How you doing today, Mike? I knew you were up early already. I'm like, he's a machine, man. Best hangover ever, probably. Oh, it is a little chippy, man. Doesn't matter too much though, because the tail's gonna be cut. And we're gonna move this just slightly like this so I can move my workpiece over. Let's see if I can work at that angle there. Where is my protractor? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna lay these angles out on the side, dude. I can't do it blind like this. So let's do this one first. I'm not gonna follow those lines here to the edge, right there. Uh-oh, move, man. Can't have that moving. Anyway, thank everybody for being here. And Carrie says he celebrates birthday years. Mike said, no, I think one evening was enough for your boy. Yeah, man. Whiskey, bunch of whiskey, bunch of brews. Like I said, a year older and a Budweiser. Pulled that one out of my hat. Had a bunch of zippy antics last night. I was super proud of myself. I mean, it should have been Mike's day, but you know, I was emceeing like Mike said, you know, so I had to take all the attention for myself. Fries by Digital said, I reached out to a Markov Mike. He's a cool dude. Glad you brought him on. Heather says, LOL, I love the late night beer run too. Actually, it wasn't a beer run. I need to specify. It was a cigarette run. Ruiz said Budweiser. So you like that? You like that, Ruiz? Ah, ha, 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 ha. I'm here all week, as I said to Wes earlier. For all we know. Yeah, see, Wes, you missed that one, bro. That was my joke of the year, man. Pilato, when's your birthday again? Which day? Pilato is an early Virgo, as I recall. If I recall correctly. This all got to come out here. We ain't a line here. See, this is what happens when I start yapping. Anyway, I felt bad for dude, man. Dude was in a bad spot, and you know, it just goes to show, man. You know, and the work he put into growing his channel to that level, So then I woke up this morning and looked at my alerts because I was still subscribed to the guy. BW Wood Turning, welcome. He said, thank you for dropping in on my stream. Yeah, man, I know you're in a way different time zone, but you make it to mine, so I'm trying to get it into yours too there, Benjamin. Pilato said, hi, BW. Mike is making stuff, said, see, if I can offer some advice, what I did that saved me was I forced myself to guzzle down about a half a gallon of water as I hit the bed. BW Wood Turning says, Pilato. Heather B says, hey, BW. Ruiz says, dude needs help. Don't let him kill your vibe, my boy, Calvin. Yeah, man, I had to leave. I was trying to say something to perk him up. Yeah, you don't always have the words, you know what I mean? Not everybody wants your help too, and not everybody cares. And not everybody likes you. Some lessons you learn on, either teaching in school, or you learn them in school, or you learn them in your life, or you don't. Something tells me this guy has not learned some of those lessons, which is crazy because of where he is. Live streaming is cruel. He's in a cruel world. He nestled himself like this, basically he nestled himself like this little comfy spot in social media where he can be a basket case, essentially, and have a temper tantrum. He plays some poorly amplified guitar. And I will not say his name because I do not say names for clicks. BW word, Ruiz said, JS, the truth hurts, but it also helps. That's true. BW word turning said hello to Heather. Mike is making stuff said, oh no. Ruiz said, I know. Mike is, my mind already races straight to one channel. I'll shut up though. No, it's not. It's not. It's probably not anybody you think. I could probably say it. I just want to be careful. We have mutual fans, so I don't want to. That's how I found him. And I didn't mean him any harm. I said on my way out, he was rude, but I guess I understand the rudeness. He was having a bipolar episode. You may know who it is, Mike. You might actually know. You're around. You can give me a clue, and I can tell you whether it. Hell nah. Hell nah, Wes. You never pout. I never seen you pout ever. This guy made Mike's pouting look like gloating. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He made my pouting look like what's the word I'm looking for? Super, super happiness. Glee. My pouting looks like glee compared to this guy. And the dude usually carries, like I said, like 300 folks in his gallery, and I'd have never been in there, like sat in there, but like, you know, last night. So then, okay, I didn't finish my story. So then this morning, I see an alert in my like folder in subscriptions. It says there's a video that he published. He's like, "Oh, I fucking suck. I'm sorry." That was the title of the video. Yeah, he probably like alienated some of his best fans last night after I left. You know, he was so bad he should have gone off. You just gotta know, you can burn bridges, man. You know, trust me, I'm an expert at that. Mike probably does know who it is, though. He's an eccentric character. Which mallet is yours, Daniel? I need to know. I think you picked the, I wanted to try them anyways, but I don't want them to have mallet hits on them. Is it this one? I still got to add. See, I got my name on it, but it doesn't have the beaver on it. Is it this one? Ooh, I like the way it sounds. Sounds different than my ash mallet. Yeah, Daniel, I don't know if you got the doweled one or the cherry. It was one of these two, I thought. And I had to ask Heather, and I've got it in my Discord. They still need one coat of tongue oil before they go in the mailbox, I think. Call to action, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, call to action. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Double tap that screen and like this video. Yeah, so this is yours, and I like the way it hits too. It's compact too. It's a little smaller than the other ones, but it makes a satisfying sound. It's different than my other ones. Who needs a machine, man? Second, I like machines. Mike's gonna be like, me, everyone. Pilata's like, me, everyone else too. Let's go back to the chat. Okay, Ash one. So then this one here, this one is yours, Ruiz. They're all really good. They're all good mallets. Better than the ones I made for myself previous. I got better making them every time. They're all three-piece design mallets. And you do have to be careful when you do three-piece that the joints are really tight and the glue up is over a good surface area, because they're gonna go through stresses that wanna break that, you know, break that up. So I didn't dowel them all, but here's my guarantee to you. If you get a mallet from me, it is guaranteed to last the rest of my lifetime. As long as you don't put it in a fire, as long as you don't hit metal with it, and I'll be able to tell when I get it, because you're gonna send it back to me if it's broken, and I'm gonna fix it and send it back. Or make a new one, depending on how badly it's messed up, but it shouldn't be that bad. Hopefully it doesn't break at all. I'm pretty confident they won't break. You can't hit metal or stone or any of that with these. Or you can't hit cold chisels either. You know what a cold chisel is? Y'all probably do. Who am I insulting your intelligence for? Why am I doing that? Now bang. Oh man, I got so many mallets in front of me right now. I made extras because I made an extra at least because I was worried about You know, I got a bunch of giveaways, and then I want to have one just in case I want to do another giveaway, or in case I miss somebody or somebody needs one. Carrie, are you on my Discord? Carrie, make sure you join our Discord. I don't know if you know what Discord, if you do Discord, but that's how I can communicate with you directly. Heather and I both can communicate with you. You know, since you've been so great with the channel and you're a friend of the program, you know, I want you to have that kind of direct access. Anybody can join, but you know, that is a Discord. There is a Discord link there in my stuff. All y'all are great, man. Like I say, it's my people that are this is the currency here. It's not, I'm glad Mike got US currency last night, and I love the US currency too. But Mike knows this too, just like anybody else here. We're in the business of people here. This is a care business, basically. I mean, it's entertainment and it's care, because you're dealing with people. People are volatile. Life is a roller coaster, you know, and people are not going to stop doing their thing when they're on that roller coaster. They're going to do their regular routine, so you're going to see them. Too many turnovers, Ruiz? Like, turnovers are fun. Let's go back a second. So Carrie said she's not on. Okay, so Carrie, have your grandson show you how to use Discord so you can get on my Discord. Daniel said, make an impractical double mallet like the Darth Maul lightsaber. I want to make this is my framing mallet. You guys have seen this a million times, though. I love my framing mallet. This is mostly Ashton. I got cherry plates on it. As you can see, it's done some work. I do want to make a large mallet. There's a channel called Appalachian Homestead, I think is what it is. Sometimes they pop in here, so shout out if they're in here. Probably not, because they're always making videos. Appalachian Homestead. This man and his wife, they have a monster mallet. It's like looks like a sledgehammer sized mallet that they use for their framing. It's really awesome. Ruiz said, Daniel, did we just become best friends, dude? Y'all are already brothers from another mother, man. Think about the virtual time you all have spent together, and then your proximity. Wes got some mean pendants, man. He gets comments and compliments on his pendants every single time he runs a stream. Shout out, Wes. You're doing it. Somebody asked about the Africa pendant last night. I think you were busy, so you didn't catch the chat. But it was a girl, and I think she was really impressed with that pendant. This wood is working really nicely. You can see it chisels away real nicely. It's that grain pattern. It shows you the difference between working, a knotty piece of wood and this. Wes, let me go back a second. I'm going to read Wes's comment in context. Wes does said, LOL, Daniel, brilliant. Daniel said, new poll. How long does the handle have to be until it's a wooden sledgehammer? That's a good question, Daniel. We'll have to do some research on that. Wes said, Rui said, Wes, your pendants go hard as fuck. By the way, Wes Does It says, I made a sledge mallet for deck building. Wes Does It said, thanks, Ruiz. Wes Does It said, sorry, I missed her. Yeah, well, it's okay. You were super busy, and I tried to fill in. I try to hold you down when it comes to that little stuff. And she seemed to respond to it, which is good. Ruiz said, you happy with your chisel sharpness today? Ruiz, actually, this one's not bad because I haven't used it in a little while, and I made sure it was sharp and I put it up. So it's okay, but I do want to do sharpening. I need to do sharpening. And I do it better when I'm on camera because I take more time. So you ever notice that? I wonder if Wes notices that. Or anyone else notices that when they make videos and they do crafting, that they take better time than if they're in the shop by themselves. It's just me. I'm just making an observation about myself. But when I have to be accountable, like do things right, I'm a little safer. and I'm more careful and the work comes out better usually. That's why I really like to make my bed on the live, because I'm accountable. Pilato said, it is a sweet pendant. Wes Does It said, thank you, Pilato. All right, just as a formality, and you see this shoulder is probably gonna have to be trimmed a bit. Just as a formality here, I hope y'all can still see. Let me move it back. I wanna make a stop cut here. And y'all probably know this if you do carving, because it's a big component of carving, which is we're gonna go just above this line and make a cut to keep it from running down the grain when we go with the grain, because it'll go out of control sometimes when we do that. This is tricky because I got my camera right there. And I see I missed a little spot. You see this right here? Let me get that too. Anyways, last thing I said to that dude on his live stream was I'm not here to troll you, bro. I really wish you the best, and I hope that you can find your way out of this thing. You know, definitely what I would refer to as showing his ass. Unfortunately, even if you don't mean to do it, we have colloquialisms in English that describe such behavior. And I'd say the best description is showing your ass. You can't do that. You got to be careful. You ruin people's view of you. It's like, kids, especially if you have kids, you learn when you have a temper tantrum that it's not a good look, or you don't learn. Some people never learn. Oh, I'm using Daniel's mallet here. So I told somebody yesterday, I said, if you don't know which way to come diagonal. That is at the wood. Don't, you know what I'm talking about. Wes Does It said, I haven't even, hold on. Let's go back. Chat is rolling. Thank you, Pilato. I don't think it, Wes Does It said he's referring to what I said about needing to be accountable in front of the camera. This is me being honest. Wes Does It says, no, I'm the same. I only do safety stuff different when folks are watching. Yeah, you don't want to show somebody, and I heard you say that this morning on the live stream. You don't want to show somebody the wrong way to do stuff and then them get hurt. It's not about lawsuits and stuff. It's about, you don't want that on your mind that you've done that. They could get hurt. I have done a wooden bow tie before, but I used it in a work piece. I used it as a way to shore up two boards, or a board that was split up the grain. So that's the way that you deal with that. And that was a precedent that was really made by George Nakashima, the architect and furniture designer. George Nakashima, if you know who that is. He's an American furniture designer. He was Japanese American. People don't know this, but everything in your house pretty much, and everything you see when you go into an office building, is somehow related to his designs. Court Furniture, some of the biggest furniture contracting companies that do office furniture, have taken straight designs from Nakashima, simplified them, and made them into office furniture essentially. Yeah, bow ties. We do those. It's basically a dovetail with two-sided dovetail. Think about it. Dovetail is a very secure joint, right? You have two sides of it holding in two sides of a board that one is split down the middle. It's a brilliant way to handle a board that is splitting right down the grain. So we should do another one of those. Ruiz, Wes Does It said, damn it, Ruiz. Heather said, I'll come move it in a second. I was just talking about the camera. And Wes said, that's my next build. Now I gotta wait till the chat comes back up. There we go. Soon get my chat back soon here. Absolutely do a bow tie. I have that table in here right now, but it's covered in candle making stuff. This table I made that has the bow tie. I also made one for a table that I made for a customer. It wasn't made for the customer, but years later, the table was bought by this customer. So I should say that, not tell a lie. It was made and then sold. But it was made, it had a big crack running through the surface, or not the surface, through the whole width of the table. And so what I did to deal with that was also make a bow tie out of black walnut and inlay it in there. And it held the crack, and it's still, as far as I know, still holding the crack. I sold that table like during the pandemic. I made that table probably 10 years ago or more. It sat for 5 years in my folks' house. My folks' house got a lot of my pieces. I don't try to sell them. They stay there. It's not gifts to them, but they know they're housing them like basically like a gallery for me. And I do appreciate my folks for doing that. But that was in their house for about 5 years, and I sold it. Sometimes people come visit them and they express interest in pieces, and I have sold a piece or two that way. Let's go back. I got somebody telling war stories down here, so I make sure I acknowledge that. In the news today, Bush responds to one Brazilian man trapped underground. That's a lot of men. Heh. Is this a joke from the Bush administration? 7 minutes left, tied at 7. Ruiz, how much money you got on this game? Daniel Gandar said, I miss W. Bush memes. Yeah, they were funny as hell. Ruiz said, LOL, Daniel, for real, for real. Wes Does It says, that was good advice I used yesterday, Calvin, the diagonal grain thing. I thought I saw you do that. Yeah, it's if I don't want to do damage, I know I can come in from here, and it's only going to take like a certain amount of material off, right? It's just, I don't know, it just works. And I was told that by somebody else. Come in diagonally. I believe I was. I don't think I learned it from experience. But you do it a few times, you're like, oh, you feel more comfortable because you know with a touchy spot, you can come in from the diagonal angle. I still got some pencil here. So if I want, it's a good example. I can use pairing diagonally just to get it down to that line, right? I know it's gonna go evenly if I do that. See? And it's still not taking a whole lot of material. I can angle it a little straighter. What I got? I got Ben in here. The dog Ben, not the person Ben. Benjamin, what you need, boy? Don't come in here and poop in my shop again, boy. I'm tired of that. Tired of that. All right, that's pretty good, guys. Let's flip her around. So I did. Carrie said amazing stuff. Daniel Gandar said I already read that. Wes Does It said my bow ties will have ripples and be worn on a dress shirt. If you can pull that off, man, that would be pretty sweet. Ruiz, or like a whole suit of wooden clothing. Ruiz said shirt going hard as F. Calvin. Just got a Cheech and Chong shirt that is lit. Yeah, I like the shirt a lot. It was a gift from Heather's and my friend, and she got it for me. She runs the National in Richmond, so she does all their shows. We went to one. What did it say, man? See, I lost my chat. I'm gonna go to your rat comment next, Ruiz, once I get back. Ooh, there's a little bit of edge here. A little uneven right in this spot. And here you don't want to break away this grain, so you gotta be a little more careful. This is tricky. And you need a real sharp chisel because you're going against that side grain. All right, let me go back to that comment a second ago. I remember the VOD in Iraq where they threw a shoe at Junior Bush. That's George W. Yeah, I remember. Were you there? Yeah, I remember that news story. Ruiz said video. Yeah, we got that. Gandar said yeah. Ruiz said, my dollar's my business. LOL. Love you, Calvin. It's all right, Ruiz. I just had to ask. Ruiz said, overtime pays off is all I will say, Calvin. Yes, this I won't tell your folks. Ruiz said, spread bet for sure, my guy. Good. Stick with the spread, man. You know, if the spread's too big, you can't take the other bet. Daniel Gandar said, OT2, LOL. I should get back to work. Yeah, man, get back to work, Daniel. What are you doing? Wes does it said lunchtime for me. I'll be back in a bit. See you later, Wes. Pilato said, what's for lunch, Wes? Ruiz said, yes, sir. Enjoy, Wes. Daniel said, they bought us Jason's Deli. That's pretty sweet, Daniel. They really want you to work on Saturday. Carrie said, BRB. Daniel said, sup, Pilato. Ruiz said, bet, Carrie. Kevin Rodriguez, welcome to the channel. A wooden Xbox controller cover would be cool. That's actually a great idea, Kevin. I have not seen that idea yet. Now the wiring and stuff like that, I'm gonna leave that to somebody else. You could probably take the guts of an Xbox controller and transfer them to a body of a wooden controller. Now, what type of wood you choose is gonna be so important there, because if you're doing wooden joysticks and everything, I mean, I don't even know how you would join that together. You would have to use hardware, tiny hardware probably. It's an excellent idea. Whether it's practical is yet to be determined. Pilato said, hi, Daniel, just chilling, waiting for my daughters to need to finish their Saturday chores. Pilato, congratulations on keeping your children accountable for their chores. Ruiz said, for real, Kevin, nice idea. It was a great idea, Kevin. I have not seen an idea like that in a minute. That one's a fresh one, fresh and new. Yeah, you get a little. I got a little off on one of these sides here. You know, the truth is, Kevin, I love that idea, and I might look into that. I am better at building big stuff than tiny, delicate stuff. I should practice the tiny, delicate stuff more. Watching Wes carve that thing yesterday made me think I probably need to do some carving, like to what do you call it? Diversify my portfolio of skills. I carve out of necessity. And I used to whittle a lot with a pocket knife, but carving with carving tools would be a completely new skill set for me to develop. Probably a very good thing. I watch some of the carving channels, and some of the ways they talk about wood I'm familiar with. So I'm like, okay, I know that word, I know that term, I know that principle. And then you're working the wood from all angles, you know. So you're really becoming familiar and intimate with how the wood wants to behave. Wood behavior is just as important as how sharp your tools are and how cool you are at picking tools. If you're oblivious to the way that wood behaves, then you will make poor pieces. If you know how wood behaves, then you know how to anticipate little things with the wood, and you can make some more elegant pieces out of wood that might not have allowed you to. So there's a big gap there. Yeah, he did, man. That spoon looked really good. Now, it was for a tiny human, but it was a beautiful spoon. In Wes's defense, there was a piece of basswood that was this big, so you have a limited amount of things you can make out of that. Let me see here. He did do badass, man. It was like he had been doing it forever. And the one thing that made me nervous, Wes, if Wes is there, he's eating lunch right now, but I'll say it anyway because I talk about people behind their backs all the time. Wes had that Scorpish thing, the hook. Mike can help me with this. What is that carving tool with the hook? It's shaped like a question mark. Is it a hook knife? He had his hook knife, and we wanted him to put the butcher gloves on. He did not want to do it. Great, Mike. Take some more stuff on. That's going to make the homeowners association super happy. But the storage hutch, though, it is something that can hide the other stuff. So I guess I see where you're going with that. Just another way to not have to throw your wood away. Hook knife. All right, got it. Yeah. So the hook knife was kind of dull. So Wes was already no gloved with it, and I was concerned that he was going to catch a chunk of skin in that knife. It's not like you get a cut; it takes a chunk out, as Mike knows. I used to, I have. Both my grandmothers had apple orchards, so I processed a lot of apples for them through a hand crank apple peeler for pies and for processing for applesauce and all this stuff that they made for their to sell and for their pantries, their canning rooms. So this machine had it has a O-shaped blade on the end of it, and it's very sharp, razor sharp. And I got cut with it badly one time. It took a huge chunk of my skin out. The doctors actually couldn't stitch it because the skin was gone. Yeah, isn't that fun to listen to? And so when I saw Wes with that hook knife, it just reminded me of that thing. I'm like, man, you should put those butcher gloves on. All right, let's go back. Ruiz said, old Fred, speaking of Fred Sanford, is funny as fuck. Mike reminds me of Punk. I got but more drink, LOL. Heather B is making an emoji that my old eyes can't see well enough. Pilato said, thanks, Ruiz. They're good kids. We kind of like them. Well, good, Pilato. That's a good thing to kind of like them. But you don't need to like them. You just need to love them. Just as I was saying yesterday. Mike said, making stuff says, I will be carving this evening on Delon's Live. Shout out to Mike. Check his channel out. Shout out to Delon. Check his channel out. Ruiz said, unk, not punk. Mike is making stuff said, no Dremel, just a blade. Pure carving in its traditional sense. I'm not a purist about it, and I don't even know how to carve. So give me a Dremel and I would think I was carving, you know? Sorry, Cameron. Welcome back, Carrie. Friend of the program. I think it was divine intervention that I went to that dude's live stream last night, because it was like a lesson. Don't do this. Because I've gotten pouty on live streams before. A little breakout there I saw. I don't know if y'all saw that from your side. I call it breakout because it wasn't even tear out. It was like pop the whole piece off. Time for a new Ryoba saw, guys. I've had this for a long time. Got left in the yard by my kids one time. It still works really well though. I mean, it was working really well, and I haven't had too many problems. Heather, can you throw a survey on there? I know you're busy with stuff. If you could do that real quick. I want to open my arms up to everybody and say, please come back and hang out with us. We're here most of the week, most of the days of the week. So hang out with me, hang out with Mike, hang out with Wes. Carrie's going to start a channel. Heather's working on her channel as we speak. Wes does it, has a burning hot channel right now. Pelado has a great channel that's in, these are all channels of people that are exceptional at communicating, at doing what they do, at a combination of the two, if that makes sense. So want to encourage everybody to subscribe here and all those channels you see in the chat. Subscribe also. Daniel also has a channel. It's not woodwork. It's like card trading, I believe. Daniel, you can elaborate on that. And he does a live stream every so often. He does it for fun, so his channel is growing. I believe he will grow his channel to where it will be big. Different genre though, but that's okay. People like different stuff. Daniel does do woodwork though. He does and watches it. He consumes it. What he makes though is card collecting, like collector game type content. If I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel. Still using Daniel's mallet here. And I like the way, for this work right here, little mini taps, it's perfect. The sound I like a lot too. Each one of these acoustically is different. Real light, super light. This is the all maple one too. Maple, the most underrated of all the hardwoods. Everybody's looking black walnut, exotic woods, and then they see a beautiful piece of burled maple, and they're like, that's the best, most beautiful wood I've ever seen in my life. Spalted and burled maple. No other wood spalts and burls quite like me. Maybe cherry. That's the only one. All right, let's go back. Mike is making stuff. You know, Daniel said, you know, Daniel, I can't even say my channel is woodworking. And that makes sense. For Mike is like, he's a shop guy. So it's a lot of shop. He does a lot of different stuff in the shop. But he also does woodworking. Ruiz said, Daniel, hit me up too, broski. I got you. Carrie said, okay. By the way, Daniel and Diego Ruiz are also on my Discord. So if you want to contact us, you know, you want to be in this, and also Mike. So all those folks are on my Discord. We are all constantly talking shit. I mean, we are talking shit. If you want to know if you're being shit talked about, you need to go there. So, you know, it's an easy way to do that. Also, we love everybody, so you can come there and just chat with us as well. Pilato said, I've recorded a bit with a GoPro, but I don't think I've included any of that footage in my videos yet. Man, I used to have a GoPro that I loved. I videoed my kids in the swimming pool with it, literally underwater. It was awesome. Ruiz said, I remember my first flight with the Senate, Mike, LOL. Kevin Rodriguez said, why do they call it maple? That's an excellent question, Kevin. You know, that's one I should know. I don't know. Is it made for a maypole? Is that why? Kevin, is it because they use it for a maypole? I'm going to go. Hopefully you didn't say the answer yet. Is it because they used a maple trunk for their maypole celebrations? I'm going to guess that. And if I'm right, I'm a genius. That would be my guess. My guess would be maple was the wood that they used to make their maypoles in the ancient pagan celebrations that they had. I don't know if y'all are aware, but May Day is a huge deal for pagans. They're getting into the spring season. You know, they have a maypole and they put ribbons on it, talons. Pagan celebrations always involve colorful ribbons, especially amongst the Celtic, you know, people, the Druidic peoples and stuff of ancient British Isles, like wassailing and their ancient traditions are, I mean, they're still known by the people that live there. It's crazy. You go to England, to the countryside of Wales or whatever, they're keeping up traditions and art that's been there for literally thousands of years. The chalk horse on the cliff has been there for 5,000 years. It's been maintained by the people that live there. Yes, sometimes that's called a Morris dance, Carrie. There's different types of Morris dances, but a Morris dance is an ancient pagan dance that you would find in those type of celebrations. And there are various versions of the Morris dance, what they call the Morris dance. And there are guys that know how to do it over there too. It's a specific series of moves. Now, it's not what we would necessarily say you could get down to, but there is a certain meter to it. It's based on a certain rhythm. And this culture extends not only from England and Wales and the Britons and the Welsh and the Scottish Gaels. It's also in Ireland, but people don't know this. The Celts were all over Europe. So 7-7, damn it, Calvin, I need to spread. Who's playing right now? See, the problem is the transfer portal, man. I haven't studied up, Ruiz. If I knew who transferred in the transfer portal and who was where right now, I might be able to help. How can I help you if I don't know that you bet a fortune? If you bet a fortune, I'll start scrambling for statistics. I'm just kidding. Don't tell me. I don't even want to know, actually. They dance in each other. What did he say? What did Pilato say? Pilato's trying to be smart right now. I already know it. He's getting smart. Kevin, I agree that Amish woodwork is great, but it's not surpassed by none. It's just good hand woodwork. And it's, and the Amish would tell you that too, because they're not prideful people. I have seen Amish do woodwork, and I have been there, and I have seen them put up barns before. I've been there for a barn raising. They just make timber frame pieces. They know how to do it. It's passed down. They teach their sons. Their sons do it. And, they also use old tools. So it's not true Amish people use no machines. They just have some rules about electricity. But they do use gas-powered and diesel-powered old-school circular sawmills to cut their, to sawyer their wood, basically. That's really the only power tool that I can think of that's used that I know of. But I would not be surprised if you go into Pennsylvania to them building an Amish barn. I wouldn't be surprised if you found a circular saw there, to be honest with you, man. They use some power tools, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would say Amish woodworking, Amish crafting, Amish framing is as good as anywhere in the world right now, because people are stick building everything. So in my opinion, timber framing is superior. It allows for more open space. It allows for a more rigid structure. It allows for a more lasting structure. And internally, you can have partitions wherever you want. There's no such thing as load-bearing walls in timber framing. So if I can put it in a nutshell, yes, in a way, the Amish are doing the best woodworking that there is out there, because they're still timber framing. And that means their stuff's gonna last a long time. This right here is a rung for a bed. Zaja Rostomashvili, welcome from Georgia. I know that's a Georgian name right there. So welcome to our chat from Georgia. I'm good with my geography. That is a Georgian name. Not Georgia, Atlanta, the state. Georgia, the country. I know I didn't say your name right, Zoza. Come back in and correct me and let me know. Are you Georgian? Am I right about that? See, not all Americans are dumb. Brush up on your furniture making, because they're putting a tariff on furniture being imported. It is going to be to your advantage to learn how to craft stuff yourself. I'm not even going to get political. All I'm going to say is it's always to your advantage. But Mike is right. Wood is also going to start costing a lot more, dude. You better stock up on your wood and get the best stuff you can get, because some of the stuff that comes from Finland, Sweden, like this right here, this stud, I think came from Finland. It has the origin on it. Finland or Sweden, it's somewhere in Scandinavia in the boreal forest where they can still harvest wood and not worry about it. dug into that dovetail on the other side there, little guys. That's all right. It happens. I'm gonna have to square that up a little. We're gonna have to take a little off that side. Heather wants me to build a futon-shaped couch with like an ottoman side, I think, on it, which I'm psyched about because I can't wait to build that. It will take me a long time, but it's a long time project I will enjoy. I don't mind taking a long time on stuff. This stud is from the US of A. This stud is from Finland. This stud, USA. This stud, Finland. Thank you, though. I didn't need to specify on that. Ruiz said bigger snap than Thanos, Miss Heather. Oh, Ruiz, I didn't see your super chat. Super chat for Ruiz. I'm gonna use Ruiz's mallet. He asked me, am I gonna put the beaver cleaver on it? I want to put another one, so I erased the one. I sanded it out. But here we go, Ruiz, clap. And this is Daniel's mallet, so y'all can be best friends. See how they're different though? Let's go, Ruiz. Super chat. That's how we survive around here. Super chats. That's how we roll. Shout out to my friend Louise. Who will be receiving this mallet in the mail, which is made out of hard maple and with a cherry handle. Love this mallet. It's gonna go to Ruiz, so he'll get his money's worth here. Now he has been so generous to the channel. We so much appreciate Ruiz. We so much appreciate all of those donors and members that we have. And there are so many in here. I can name you all. Here we go, but it's gonna take up a whole bunch of my time to go back through it again. Oh, do I need to scroll up? Miss Heather says scroll up. Oh, for the super chat. Anything Ruiz wants to say, Ruiz, throw something in there, man, because I gotta love this super chat. There we go. Calvin loves it. I'm about ready, man. Very, very, very good. All right, we'll put that one down here. And we'll move on to the next phase of this live stream. But I first need to take a water break. We're gonna put these in here. See, I'm gonna do like West staged his shot. This is the mallet we're gonna work on when I come back from my water break. Mallets all day. We got mallets 4 days. I need to, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, hold on. Let me read that. Pallado said, just like the mallets, we can all be friends in spite of our differences. And I'd say that's true. In this voice, though. Oh, look at that. Oh, see, the handles are different width. Mallets all day, man. So many mallets, so little time. All right. Thanks again to Ruiz for that super chat. Just gonna take a little sip of water, then we'll come back and we're gonna finish this mallet here. Give it a good finish. Oh, I got one more too. This is the, oh no, that's right. Ruiz wants the ash one. So this is, no, Ruiz is getting the, yeah, Ruiz getting the ash one. Yeah. Gosh, I'm so, man, it's my ADHD. Forget it. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Dad's Workshop. Shout out to Ruiz for sending us a super chat. We appreciate all that because those donations are what makes this channel possible. Now this one here, this one is going to be Dubs over in Daneland. This one here is going to Gandara, right? And I thought this was going to Ruiz. This may go to the winner of the winner of the drawing, which was plywood. So this would be P-Dub's mallet right here. You know, I've got B-Dub, Ruiz, or Gandara, P-Dub, and then this one here is, that's B-Dub, Gandara, plywood, and this one here would be Ruiz. So I got my 4 there, and then this one here. Oh, Pelado, thank you so much, Pelado. Thank you, Pelado, with the super chat. Everybody check out Pelado's channel. He's a great family man. We love Pelado. Even if I make snarky jokes, he knows that. He makes snarky jokes too. And we're all equally cynical around here, but we all still love each other. I couldn't tell where we are right here. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Y'all get a really terrible view of my dirty shop floor. I have no idea what the camera's perspective is right now. All right, here we go with we're just gonna eyeball this about 50-50 solvent, sloppy pour there with tung oil. Sometimes even a less than 50-50 mixture. You get enough on there for a first coat. Ideally here, guys, you have Nikki New. Shout out Nikki New for the super chat. So now let me shout out all my super chatters. It was we had Ruiz with the super chat. We had Pelado with the super chat. Now Nikki New, who you should definitely, I didn't see Nikki in the chat. Nikki is welcome, Nikki. Nikki has a channel as well, I believe. Please do check out Nikki's channel. And that is £2, so that's more than $2 American. Appreciate you, Nikki New. I love British pounds. Love them, love them, love them. Here's the mallet we got. And man, that is so generous of you all. I so appreciate all of you. And I'm gonna be working my hardest to make sure that I show my appreciation to you all in a tangible way. Because, let me stir this a little, it's not mixed very well. Stir some. shims around here I can use. Well, I burned a bunch actually. So awesome, Nikki. Thank you. Carrie, super chat, big time. Can I give wood claps? You guys are, I'm going to stop everything I'm doing. This is very, very, because I'm thankful. That's for, let's go back a second. Ruiz gave a super chat and another one here now. And we had Ruiz with a super chat, Pelado with a super chat. Man, folks, I my appreciation is in my heart. I'm trying to get back to the chat so I can see everybody. Looks like Carrie hit me with a $10 super chat. Big time friend of the program, Carrie, and member. Yeah, I'm clapping Ash, man. Make that Ash clap. Make that Ash clap. Make that Ash clap. See that? That's Ash clapping. Don't report me. It's not foul language. All right, so all of those people, Nikki, New, Carrie, Ruiz, Pelado, big time thanks from me. Big time thanks from Miss Heather. We appreciate it. We appreciate it so much. So much. This is what's going to sustain our community, you know. It's different. I do feel like I'm teaching in here, you know. It says allow gift memberships. I thought I already allowed them. Look at that. Oil go on. So now tongue oil is clear. So if you want pigment, you have to add pigment to it. Can y'all see the workpiece here? All right, let me go back to Nikki's question. So much going on here. Oh my gosh, there's so much. You guys, I'm gonna catch up. All right, Nikki came. Was that after her super chat?
It was, what is a cold chisel? Cold chisel.
Oh, cold. That's an excellent question. Thank you, Nikki. I was gonna show it earlier. I was afraid to walk away. Nikki, excellent question and an educational piece for the day. This is a cold chisel, okay?
Daniels and debt memberships.
I just saw that a minute ago. Cold chisels are meant for working metal and stone and stuff like that. So you do not want to hit one of these if you all can see it. Can you see this? This is a cold chisel. Kind of looks like a flathead screwdriver, right? It's in the camera, but it's a little thicker than that. But a cold chisel, it's meant for working other medium, not wood, and not, it's meant for metal or stone. Pelado, thank you. That's thankful hands, Pelado. Have a great day. You know, I always appreciate you, and appreciate that so much. Yes, that's a cold, yes, it's like a masonry chisel, sometimes called a cold chisel. Ruby said, good vibes equals blessing, Calvin. I appreciate that. So it is struck from here, but it's struck with a metal implement usually. That's why you're going to have a more force of impact with a metal implement on this point, and it's going to be a harder force of impact. So that's an excellent question, and it leads to some education, because not all chisels are the same, you know. You learn these kind of things. Cold chisel, I went and got myself a new set because I was working some like sheet metal, right? We were doing a flashing, and I wanted to be able to hammer the flashing down in a certain at a certain angle. So that's why I had old cold chisels, and I didn't like the way they were working. I wanted a new set with some smaller ones. Oh, and now we got. Do it one more time. We got some gift memberships given out from Daniel Gandara. Sent 5 Dad's Workshop gift memberships. They're all going to become part of the family. They can't help it once they get in here. So shout out to, it was Daniel, right? Yeah. Daniel for those gifts. Daniel, longtime friend of the program since the early days. I'm going to be loyal to my people. I had somebody come to me and say he didn't like something that one of my folks said in the chat. I was like, well, I'm sorry. That's my people, man. I'm not kicking my people out of there. Those are my people. I'm fiercely loyal. Some of y'all may know that. I may have personality characteristics that you don't like, but you take the good with the bad if you're smart. Because once you got me on your side, dude, I'm about the most determined person you ever met. Maybe not, maybe Wes is. The second most determined person you ever came into contact with. Where's Shoop at?
Wes just sent 5.
Oh, Shoop got one? That's a good one, man. I'm glad Shoop got a membership. Shoop gives out memberships too, so like Shoop is generous, deserved it.
Wes just gave out 5 more.
Man, Wes, appreciate you. Give him a little beer.
On my mom's son.
Wes, appreciate you. There we have it. Wes and Daniel and Nikki and Pelado and Ruiz and Carrie and all of you all, and don't make me feel guilty. Well, okay, make me feel guilty. I'll take it. Thank you to all of you for those memberships too, man. As for the memberships for other people, I thought I was about to lose my workpiece here. So now I see a little slicking here. Generally, they tell you once it starts to slick like that, to let it sink in and then do another coat later. Usually not the same day. You want to wait several days. Different directions on that.
Shit, Wes just sent 10 memberships.
Wow. Oh, okay. Wes, obviously a huge friend of the program. Let me, if we can get that sound again. We're having a big day here at Dad's Workshop. A lot going on here at Dad's Workshop. What? Sweet. Heather won a membership.
I got a notification at the same time.
We got to do more members only trash talking videos.
Oh yeah, we can do it this weekend. We can do members only this weekend.
And then everybody, you need to show up, because I need everybody to show up so we can have a room full of members. Man, a lot of members up in here. You want a badge next to your name? It's $2.99. But there's a bunch of them going out. You stick around long enough, you never know. You might get one put on your name, but you got to subscribe. I don't think they go to people who aren't subscribed. I don't know what that was. Y'all are great, man. So happy to be part of this community.
Woodshed got one. Electric Whittler.
Amazing.
Nikki got one. Plywood. Big Max. Me.
Honestly, the best thing I can say, folks, is that I am incredibly humbled.
I get to go to the members live chat now. I couldn't get in.
So Heather had to go through my account to get the members live chat before.
And I couldn't even do it.
I should have had Heather in membership. But so we thank Wes from the bottom of our hearts. We thank all of you. We thank Nikki. We thank Wes. We thank Gandara. We thank Ruiz. We thank Pelado, and we thank Carrie for those gifts. I'm getting better at this. I don't want to leave anyone out. You all are all amazing to me, and I'm not just saying that. It's amazing that I'm touched and I'm humbled. I really am. I just expected to come on here and just hang out. It was Mike's birthday yesterday, so it was an amazing night of very generous people, and it's nice to see that generosity, and I did not expect it, and I'm completely humbled by it. Absolutely humbled. It just makes it's a call to action to me to do more. I need to do more. So happy and so appreciative of all of you, and especially after like what I told you about that dude earlier, who has people who love him. Not only family but viewers that love him, and he's in such a bad spot mentally. And I just, I think if he would just pull it together and give back that love as people show it to him, he's gonna get it back in dividends. That's my opinion. Let me read some chats because you guys deserve that. Let me go back a minute. So a lot of memberships given out. Big Mex is back a member again. Robert G's a member. Yes, ma'am, Nikki. Fuck with Dad's Workshop Cartel. We fire as fuck. That's right, we are. Carrie Frasca got the trophies and the poppers on there. Nikki New said, wow, all the gang got one. And you're right, Nikki. Nikki said, Ply, Pelado, Dan, awesome. Wes, thanks, Wes. And Wes is very generous.
Yeah, that was a real lucky
It's an awesome, and it turned out to be a good draw there, too. There's not enough watching to max gift. Hello, to match the gift. I don't know, man. There's 51 up in here, but please don't if you don't have the funds. Full house, said Wes. Yeah, I mean, these numbers are good for me. You do the math on this, it's proportional. It makes sense. That's actually a lot of people in there. Think about a science lecture hall full of people. That's a dumb high number of people. What we got here? Somebody new to the chat? Let me keep reading chat though. It's chat reading time. It is crazy, Nikki. You do find real connections here, and I believe that here's my philosophy. Like Heather will say, and she's right about this, that some connections online are pseudo-social, right? But when you video chat with people, like I know you've been on our video chat before, Carrie, and we've been on the live stream. Once you do that, the only thing you have to do is meet the people. And it's the same thing, essentially, as meeting somebody in person. So we're super appreciative. Guys, you get to see my weird self-applied tattoos. I don't know where that angle came from. Is that like from a while ago? Oh, yeah, now it's different. Okay. And then Wes is a rock star, San One. He is absolutely a rock star. It's crazy how you find real connections here. So awesome, from all over the planet. That's true. Heather B said, yeah, and you can watch it happen, even being adjacent between people. Connection is so nice. That is true, man. It is true. What is it about the world? When you watch shows like Alone, right, and people go out in the wilderness, and Wes brought this up in a conversation we had the other day. You know, it's cute, but his point was different. But it's you got people out in the wilderness. What do the people quit for? A lot of them make it 70, 80 days. They've got survival skills. They could basically live in the wild for 100 days. But they get to day 70 and they say they're by themselves. And all of a sudden, they're ready to go home. They're ready to go home because their social connections that they depend on to fulfill their soul are not there. We as humans are naturally social. It's the way we are. Even if we're not nice, we're still social. So my point is, we do make real connections here. It is possible. In fact, my belief is that the internet has revolutionized that, because back in the day, we would have never met each other, you know? And nowadays we have the ability to put our feelers out over a large area and find people who are like-minded. Back in the day, the only way you did that was letter writing and visiting different places. And it's nice to visit, but not all of us have the means to do that and leave our areas all the time, you know? So it's amazing. I'm overwhelmed by the outpouring of support. This is BW's mallet right here. I'm just giving it, I don't know if I think I did one coat on this, but really kind of worked at that hard a bit. Where's Mike at? Mike Standifer, welcome, who's now a member, or was a member too before. He may be a member again. Everyone is fighting their own set of demons. There's no question about that, Mike. And I'm not judging, because everyone who knows me knows I struggle with stuff. I got videos on it. Now that you all are members, you can see all my most personal thoughts, dude. Go check out my members only videos. And I'm not just saying that because I'm going to teach you how to use the bandsaw. There's literally videos on there where I'm losing it. Like, you will find videos on there where I am trying to figure out which direction my life is going. You get the real story. Not that I'm trying to be egotistical, because the world doesn't revolve around me. But you can, if you want to see how I've struggled, all you got to do is click. It's very simple. And now that 30 of you are members, you're going to know, if you pop into those videos, what the story is here. And it is not perfection. It is not that I am a perfect person, or have perfect skills, or came here with a perfect mindset, because I didn't. My story is long and arduous. Yes, and I do have a baby bird also. I rescued a couple baby birds, and those are on there too. There are, I keep those baby bird videos public because there is somebody who watches them, and I see their views on my, when I wake up in the morning. They watch my bird videos every day in the morning. I don't know if it's inspiration, if it helps them relax, or what it is, but they watch it every day. So I said, I don't want to take that away from this person, because I know how valuable that can be, to have something you watch to relax. And So I left my bird videos up public. For the most part, I tried to put them all up public so that that person can continue to have access to those videos for whatever they need them for, whatever they use that for, you know. Let's go back a sec. Dan's in the house. Woodshed by Dan. Wes is throwing memberships around and everyone else is throwing it around today. That's true. Hi, Nikki, is what Woodshed by Dan said. Heather B said, welcome, Dan. Wes does it. A beautiful animated story, too. Wes does it's talking. I'm going to put that up for members since I got all these members now. If you're interested, I made an animated short. It's my magnum opus. I spent about 6 months on this animated short, and every sequence that you see in it, sometimes 8 seconds long. It's a 7.5 minute long animated short. It took about, I'd say about 6 months, and each sequence was probably 40 to 80 hours worth of work, 8 to 16 second sequence. So it was tremendous work. So I'll put that up for y'all just, on there. It's not in the same vein as all my other content because I'm an animator and an artist. I'm a musician too. I scored the music for it. So I will put that up public. It is private because I was entering it into film festivals. It was in 20 some film festivals. It played at theaters, and I'm not trying to be braggadocious here. It played in movie theaters in Everton, Washington, Los Angeles, Fort Wayne, Indiana, somewhere in Texas. It played in Charlotte, North Carolina. I missed that premiere. I was supposed to be there for that at an animation festival. I believe it also played in Transylvania, over there in Romania. So at their festival, which is an IMDb festival. So it was admitted into IMDb festivals. So Mr. Holland's Opus, funny you bring that up. I met Richard Dreyfuss back in 2000, the summer of 2000. And I told him that my favorite film was Mr. Holland's Opus. And he literally laughed in my face. He wasn't very nice though. And most people know that about Dreyfuss. I didn't know it. I was just a snot-nosed kid and just met somebody who was in Jaws and saw him in front of me. So I was like, oh, it's that dude. So I'm like, oh yeah, I love that movie. Mr. Holland's couldn't think of any other movies. Love that movie, Mr. Holland's Opus. He's like, really? And then the guy was rude. I think he thought I was paparazzi or something because I had a camera, but I wasn't. I was also on a limited access floor where there were a lot of famous people. So he's like, what is this paparazzi doing on our floor? Another picture I got was of, I took a shot of Robert Kardashian and another guy that were hanging out. Robert Kardashian, the father of Kim Kardashian, was hanging out on the same floor, and I saw him pop in and start hanging out with Richard Dreyfuss and these other guys. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know they knew each other. Took a picture of them together up there. So What About Bob, Ruiz? That's a movie where Dreyfuss's personality and Bill Murray, they really got along like that in real life. They don't get along. Like Dreyfuss was complaining about Bill Murray throughout the entire shooting of that movie. Because Bill Murray is playful and Dreyfuss is a tight ass, So they did not get along. They still don't. When you ask Dreyfuss about What About Bob, he does the same way he did when I brought up Mr. Holland's Opus. That's how he was. Wow, look at that shine on there, dude. Yeah, I just watched that movie recently. Wes does it said he probably wanted you to say, what about Bob? LOL, that's true. What about Bob is nice word. Carrie Frasca said lawyer. Swimming off the dock scene is nice, and yes, Dan Gandara said baby steps. Reed said, like me, LOL, Calvin. LOL, baby steps difficult. No, I don't know. I gotta go back in the convo and figure out what I was talking about when you said that. Wes does it says shimmery. Reese laughed. Carrie Frasca said he isn't going to want to use it. Oh, what? Somebody say I should use something? Wes does it, you are the man, says the electric whittler, who is now a member or has been a member, because that's like a, no, he's got a membership. Thank you, Wes does it. The electric workshop, you are most welcome, said Wes does it, who generously donated his membership. Let's polish up these mallets and I'll roll out, and I'm sure somebody else will go live. Wes probably is planning on going live. I don't know if anyone else is doing a live stream this weekend. I love to segue right into someone else's live stream so that you guys have somewhere else to go immediately. So if anyone else, let me know now, because I'm wrapping up now and I want to make sure I segue right into someone else's live stream. So if you are Wes or anyone else is about to roll into do a live stream, let me know, please. Okay, Wes is gonna go live, so I'm gonna polish this mallet here, give it one coating of oil and not rush it. I'm not gonna rush it here. Doesn't take long. It's a tiny workpiece, so it doesn't really have doesn't take a long time to give her a coating of oil. Wes does its channel, subscribe. He's gonna go live here in a few minutes. Everybody just move right on from here. Slap it on, even if you're busy. I know you're probably working on the yard or working on putting in fall plants in your garden, or sitting around in your kitchen deciding what you're gonna make for lunch, or enjoying if you're on the east coast of the US, and I can tell you in the mid-Atlantic, we got beautiful weather today. So if you're enjoying that, just throw on Wes's live stream, or whomever is gonna go live next. I believe Wes is gonna go live. And just throw that on, man. Let's show Wes the same appreciation he shows us, and same love he shows us. And let's get on that live stream. And here we go. We got another coating. That's slicking a little. I probably should sand it, open that grain a bit. Not with that though. Probably with a fine paper. Wes was polishing that cane today with 400 grit, 300, 400 grit, getting it like glass. I'm gonna beat Wes on that. I'm gonna take like an 800. We're gonna get it. He was talking about no catches, no snags. Got some spots on here we need to sand down. We'll get it glass on here. So it's just so shiny, so smooth, no problems whatsoever. Yeah, man, you know, it's gonna be before long, it's gonna be Christmas, and you know, the cool weather and all of that. That's the way that August kind of brings in that vibe. Love everybody, appreciate all of you. I need to go back and say thank you to all the folks, and even Plywood just popped in. Plywood has been a generous supporter of this channel also. So going back, I need to thank everybody here. Wes just gave out a ton of memberships. So did Daniel. Daniel gave out a bunch of memberships. Shout out to those two friends of the program. Carrie made a donation to the channel again. So thank you, Carrie, for continuing to support the channel. And we also got a donation from Nikki New today, a super chat from Nikki New. So much appreciated. Super chat from Ruiz. And then Gandara was generous today as well and supported the channel financially. And so if I missed anybody, Carrie, Nikki, Gandara, Ruiz, Wes, Palato also made a donation today to the channel. Hey, Plywood. P-Dubs, we're about to move over. Wes is about to go live here in a minute. So we're going to go over to Wes's live. I love y'all, all y'all, man. Appreciate it. It was a great live stream today. And if I miss someone's name, somebody check that, because I love all of you and I appreciate every last one of you. I'm humbled. So don't let me make that mistake. Love y'all. We'll see you over at Wes's. Bye.